'Cause I'm standing still learning. 'Cause if you love me just like the way that I love you, I wouldn't mind a little comfort from you. Why do I let you know? I gotta go sometimes, but you're always on my mind. You're not up in me, baby. Not for you. You're not up in me, baby. You're not up in me, baby. But I fall endlessly for you. For you.
Okay, thank you, everybody. In case you can hear me, wherever you are joining us today, my name is Ben Yoa. We are about to start this session, and we promise that this is going to be a very, very fantastic one. And we have a lot packed already. And with me on this call, on the panelist side, is Adebowale Falowo. And we also have Benedict Olewezi, which will be helping us to facilitate this session. You're welcome from wherever you are joining. And the topic today is digital storytelling in education. And once again, my name is Benny Yoa. So quickly, I'm going to introduce the people we have in the panel session. And I'll start by talking about Benedict Olewezi. Benedict is a technical product manager at Remittance Payment Service Limited, a subsidiary of System Specs Group. He holds a Bachelor's of Engineering degree in computer engineering from Michael Okpara University of Agriculture, Umudike. His experience and interest spans across B2B and B2C product development, market research, agile methodologies, design thinking, and fintech. Quickly, I'll also talk about Adebowale Falowo. Adebowale Falowo is a business manager at Vertebra Limited, a leading provider of technology solutions for private and public sector in Africa. He manages the business segment with educational institutions, providing digital solutions to meet and enhance their daily operations. He holds a Bachelor's of Science degree in economics from Crawford University, Ogun State, and an MBA in Advanced Artificial Intelligence and the Future of Automation at Nexford University. His experience and interest spans diverse areas of multi-sectoral technological innovations, including fintech, edtech, healthtech, and infotech. And quickly, let's talk about Vertebra. Vertebra is an ICT company in Africa with competency in the delivery of cutting-edge software solutions in the private and public sectors. Vertebra was established in 2003 as Fleet Technologies Limited in order to bridge the gap in the provision of competent and dependable software solutions. On the 7th of April 2016, Vertebra rebranded and changed name from Fleet Technologies to the current name Vertebra Limited. The rebranding was born out of the need to position the organization as the IT backbone of Africa's economy, and also with the aim at meeting the need of innovations beyond now, which is a general mantra for the organization. So we start this session by, we really want to discuss about digital storytelling in education, creating interactive learning with EdTech authoring, professional development for educators, and leveraging technology. Currently, we are live on Facebook and also YouTube. And for those who will be joining us via the internet, this session promises to be a very, very fantastic one. So to our panelists, Debowale, please signify that you are live here with us. With Benedict, also signify that you are here with us. Let's see you. Let's meet you. Your videos, please. Yes, that's good. Thank you very much. Thank you. So, Debowale, we'll quickly leave the floor for you to, let's dig into this topic. After we finish this session, we have a second session before we now take the Q&A. Second session typically is going to look at the areas of some key sectors in digital education. We are going to be asking some questions that need critical answers. So we'll really allow you to, let's see what you have for us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ben. Thank you very much. This is wonderful. So welcome everyone. We appreciate your presence here today. So the objective of this webinar is to explore digital storytelling, which is a transformative teaching approach. So as education moves further in digital age, storytelling becomes the technology to offer enriching experiences. So today we will explore how EdTech facilitates the marriage of old and new, ultimately benefiting educators and students alike. So stick around and find out what we have in store for you here. So the next slide I have here now, sorry. So we're going to be talking about digital storytelling in education. Sorry, just a moment, please. I think just a moment.
So do you want me to share for you?
Yes,
Hello, Debo.
yeah, apologies, everyone.
Okay.
Eh, yeah, I'm sharing my screen now. All right. Yes. So sorry about that. Yeah. So here we are. So we're talking about digital storytelling in education. So which is a very fantastic topic today. So today we'll start with the basics, the definition, transition from digital and from traditional to digital education, relevance in modern education, the multimedia elements, and I will set the stage by talking about a brief definition of what digital storytelling is all about. So this is the digital storytelling today in existence. It means that we're integrating multimedia into narratives, combining stories, pictures, videos, the likes of and the likes, turning your lesson into movies. So remember that in there was a memorial project in the early 20s, which was made with personal stories and multimedia, to which actually a game changer today in the industry. So we have the relevance in modern education, which talks about initiatives like memorial projects, which exemplify the evolution of storytelling, align the preference of modern learners. Imagine making historical lessons as an existence for your favorite YouTube channel. Today, how much students love their screen. The approach of which it tells and matches the preference that they want. So we're talking about images, audio, and videos, and all things all together that students love. Adding images, audio, videos that is making it fun for students to stick to learning. So I will start the stage now by talking about the traditional ways, traditional storytelling, that is getting more interesting as tech come into play. So moreover, the thrilling thing is that both of them, you students can imagine uh, having a digital view of what a story is talking about. And as educators, we should have a whole idea of what these stories are talking about. So digital storytelling expands the traditional narrative by integrating multimedia, as I said, text, videos, and audio into play. So today's classroom are rapidly evolving, whereby digital storytelling serves as a bridge between the traditional education method and future forward approach. So next I will have here is why digital storytelling is important in education. Today, we have what it does, the engagement aspects, the skills and development, the content comprehension, emotional resonance, real world applicability. So in the real essence, why is digital education or digital storytelling important in education? So today, students need to be engaged. So for the likes of the advanced countries, students find digital storytelling 77% more effective by choosing a thrilling movie or a vulnerable book. It keeps students more engaged with learning. So skill development, what it does is that it helps them think better. It makes students be more creative, talk effectively as they learn today. Today, UNESCO highlights that digital storytelling fosters essential skills such as critical thinking, creativity, and communication. So, in terms of content comprehension, research also showed that students remember 25% more with the method compared to just reading. You can imagine you having a picture of what you've learned in your head than just reading and trying to grab the word for word. So with that, just because of this, it makes a story very easy for students to learn. Now, the emotional resonance here is that stories touches the heart, and that makes it learning unforgettable. When you picture or imagine a story in your head with an image or an audio or a video, it is already stick to your brain, it already stick to your heart that with this, I can remember what this story is talking about or what this item or this book is talking about. And with that, that's why digital storytelling is a powerful tool in teaching today. In the real world, it's not just for schools, it's also that preparing them for life and future career. So while increasing distracted audience engagement in challenges that educators constantly face, digital storytelling captivates students and it holds their attention beyond engagement. So it nurtures vital skills, creativity, critical thinking, communication, and it aids this comprehension of what they can see and what they understand. So with that, I'm going to go to the next slide here so that I don't waste our time. So the next thing we're talking about here is creative interactive learning with EdTech authoring tools. I'm going to talk about the introduction, importance, the features and capability, the ease use and versatility across subjects. So today in EdTech, authoring tools are like EdTech gadgets. So we're talking of tools like Adobe Spark or Canvas. So which makes storytelling a breeze. It makes it very seamless for you to picture an image to tell what the story is all about. So for instance, this already involves or includes format templates educators and students can use, without having to create one like program. So when you have a canvas, for instance, picture you can easily picture an image to explain what you're saying or what it means or what it entails. Now, the problem of this is that they are not just gadgets. They keep students engaged in learning and being interactive. And in turn, turning your class into an exciting game for students. So when you have an image, you already say that this is a game, like something you can easily attend to, something you can easily picture in your mind and how it goes. So what are the features of these tools? With these tools, you can add images, videos, quiz, so you can make your teaching materials very seamless. You can also become a tech wizard. In the lives of today, where tech is actually in the world where a lot of people are versatile in technology, using technical skills and tools to design, to make image or storytelling more um, comprehensive. So with this, another good news I have to tell you here is that with these tools, you have this super easy. It's very easy for you to use in terms of what it entails. Using a tool like Canvas today, you can design your image, you can design your book, or you can design your item to capture what you want. So now going to the next thing I'm talking about is ease of use. Now for these tools which are super easy, 84% of educators in the world today will agree that these tools are effective. Now, with the survey in the EdTech markets, it believes that 84% of these educators consider EdTech products user-friendly, so which is a critical factor in EdTech adoption. When your product or your tool is user-friendly, it gives you that unique sense of humor that with this tool, you can easily communicate to the right people. You can easily communicate to even kids from a lower level to an advanced level. So when they see an image, it captures their mind, and this is what my educator is talking about. So whatever you teach, whether math, history, or anything, so far you are using a good image, with the right tool to communicate to students, it's very easy and it makes storytelling very effective. So, like I said, the e-learning authority tools are a piece of training and development software which can enable creation of digital learning content. So this could be a simple or a creative Microsoft Word, making a graphic item or graphic design of what you want to achieve. This tool allows and it allows users to easily manipulate and interpret details or content for students that you're communicating to. So these tools are designed for non-programmers. Some are programmatic and some are being programmed, some are non-programmed, which make it easier for educators to adapt and easily to communicate to the right people. So you can add interactive and enhance visuals, insert quiz, insert methodologies, and the rest of it, and make the subject very, very easy to teach. So with this, educators find it more important and are able to communicate across several subjects in grade levels. So next, we're talking about these are EdTech authoring tools that we have here. Number one is iSpring Sheets. This is a PowerPoint-based authoring toolkit, which is produced by iSpring Solution. So this allows users to create slides or courses, so that you're able to communicate video lectures and other interactive learning materials. Then another we have here is Adobe Captivate CP. So CP is an authoring tool that is used for creating e-learning content, such as demonstrations, rapid quiz, or HTML formats. So these are actually used by some tech companies in the US. So we also have Gomo. Gomo is an easy-to-use web-based e-learning authoring tool that comes in handy with collaborative e-learning projects. You can have, there are many projects that have been done on Gomo today in the US. I can't mention a few, but they are very numerous. So then the next idea is Lectura. So Lectura is an online cloud-based authoring tool that can be used to access from operating system and on a laptop probably. Yes, with the device you can easily go online to Lectura, to make use of the product. So the tool is highly customized for optimal programming. So for people that really understand programming or a little understanding of programming, so which gives them a highlight of the software and what it entails and how to work around it. So another hardware is Elucidat. So Elucidat is it makes you easy to communicate details in terms of quality workplace e-learning. So it's a cloud-based e-learning authority tool which businesses use to change, which businesses use today. So it is more advanced for businesses and corporate industries. So this is actually used majorly by the big guys in the industry for e-learning and personal learning as well. So these are the few EdTech authoring tools I have here. So we can talk more about this later. So benefit of digital storytelling projects. So number one is that the enhanced creativity. So which makes a student to think outside the box and become little creative genius. Then another is that it encourages collaborative learning. So while it encourages that, digital storytelling can serve as a group of projects or students to encourage them effectively. So this becomes a teamwork. So with this, collaborative learning students can collaborate easily to communicate together. So another advantage or benefit that we have is it prepares students for the real world challenges. So while students use these tools, we are prepared for the world, exposing them to new technology. So you can use this to start working or try your hands on little skills that or tools that you can use in storytelling or communication. So another is that it supports diverse learning style. So for students across the world, whenever you are learning, you have your own kind of style. So while having your style, you are able to communicate in different styles. So everybody has the style of communicating. So another here we have here is strengthening communication skills. So while you learn today, the benefit of this some of this project is that as you learn today, you are gaining information, you are getting data, you are getting enough of information out there, and you're able to communicate all this out there. So imagine having a lot of images or a lot of videos and they're unable to communicate. It's very difficult. So but when you understand the image, you want to understand what it entails, that gives you a sense and strengthens your communication skills. So examples of successful projects that storytelling talks about today. I have four. Number one, we have that in the US, which is called StoryMap JS. So this is used to create interactive maps for history and geographical classes. So this is for the US. So in the United Kingdom, there's something called Book Creator, which embraces the language development and allows students to create their digital books. Then in South Korea, they have StoryBed, so which is used for language learning, enabling students to create stories using artwork. So, but in Nigeria, there's something called Africa Story Projects. So with this, we can use digital platforms to share multilingual stories, promoting literacy and cultural preservation. So here we can switch from different language, English, Francophone, and the rest of it, French, and just like that. So those are a few example successful projects on storytelling today. So moreover, in EdTech today, we have top educational technology trends, vision in 2023. With EdTech, things are evolving and a lot of AI, blockchain, computer computing, a lot of digital things are coming up out there. So you can imagine having these trends or these solutions out there in the US and in the UK, which are evolving. So I'm just going to talk about a little of these edtech trends that are also enhancing the classroom in education. So number one, we have for immense learning. We have something called HITS Technologies. HITS Technology is the Indian startup. So they provide a content creation platform. So that's what they do. Then we have, I don't know, it's not clear there, but the next one there is experience. So I'm starting from the left, experience. So experience is another software, an educational AR content creation platform. So with this, teachers can publish and create content in 3D and 2D. Then the next we have is AI. So with AI, we can communicate with different tools. Two tools we have here is the US-based startup invigilator. So smart invigilator makes AI different for content creation. So this is an AI-driven exam monitoring software. So which leverage learning to enable audio, facial, and video recognition. When you are making or when you are studying. So the next is the Singaporean startup, which is called Clever. So Clever offers adaptive learning for online maths courses. So this is strictly for maths courses. Sorry. So this startup uses AI, to analyze each student's learning history. So with that, you can detect when a student is losing focus in class. So that's some of the advantage of that. Then for e-learning, sorry. Right. Yeah. So for e-learning, we have two items here too. We have Prisma and Taos. So for Prisma is a USB startup that offer an online school education. So which synchronizes automated lessons, logistics, attending classes, content management, and time tracking. When a student comes in class, the content, the subject they offer, the attendance they take on a daily basis. So that's what Prisma does. Then the next is Stout. Stout is a US-based startup which was developed for communication platform to aid remote and hybrid learning. So with this, EdTech is evolving and a lot of products are out there, both in Africa, in the US, in India, all over the world. So Stout delivers e-learning with to aid remote and hybrid learning. So it combines communication, whiteboard assignments, school radio, among others. So then the next I have is gamified learning. For gamified learning, there's something called School AR. So this is a Turkish product, which is a Turkish startup. So that offers AR-based virtual platform. So it offers interactive STEAM content through gamified learning experience and the rest of that. So usually that allows for various experiment-based games. So these are for gaming actually. Then the next is Colent VR. So Colent VR was developed for VR platform to allow educational instruments replace physical classroom. So in these terms, it leverages game-based learning simultaneously and interactive with trips and offers engaging content. So there are some students where uh, they are used to gaming. So in a gaming mode, we can easily communicate using that kind of tool to students who have this ideology of gaming. So it gives them that advanced technology or that advanced level of how they can see things in a game mode. So the next I have is using big data analytics. So there's something called EdThinker. So EdThinker is a Singaporean startup that provides school analytics, a startup cloud-based management software for staff performance and other insights. Then another is the Indian startup, which is called Aquarium Technologies. This offers intelligence for schools and academics. So it utilizes data and AI to generate student profile insight on their performance. So the next I have is personalized learning in EdTech. So here, Swedish startup Math Quizly develops personalized math tests for schools. So this is strictly for schools again, where startups online out there, they can easily communicate math skills to students across various classes. The other we have is the Portuguese startup, which is Uni to All, which creates an integrated software for e-learning. So not to just take much of your time, we also have more like using blockchain. So another startup called True Scholar, which offers blockchain for digital certificates for schools and universities and online learning. The next is Blockology, is an e-learning platform also. So this completes this blockchain as well. Then the next I have is cloud computing. There's something called Square. It's a Nigerian startup. I don't even know that. So it's based in Nigeria. They focus on school management system to automate various activities around school admission, or through certificates and other options. Then another we have is October, which develops an e-learning application for schools, colleges, and other universities across the world. So it's kind of an ERP-based solution. So for video assisted learning, we have the US-based startup Bamboo Labs, which generates a video-based e-learning platform that allows teachers to navigate within PDF and textbooks. So then another is Lab School. So Lab School is an Italian startup that builds digital learning, also focused on aspect of school involving video classes and audio classes. For IoT, So two things we have here is Irish Corporation, which is a US-based company that offers classroom activity monitoring. So with this, we have IoT and sensor fusion to monitor classes condition, participation, counting the temperature, humidity, and other things. Then Mastery is a German startup that offers connected mass learning for schools. So that startup can easily allow students to access gamified math lessons. So these are some of the tools in use in the EdTech space today with all these various things I've highlighted: AI, e-learning, blockchain, big data, and the rest. So go to the next slide. I have the data forecast analytics on EdTech tools today. So in the global EdTech space, the smart classroom market is predicted to reach over 303 million, 327, I mean, 300, sorry, this $333 million dollars. So by the year 2027. So in terms of which is previously evaluated at $102 million as at 2021. So there's a huge difference here. So at the compound annual growth, we are seeing over 21.78% of growth here. So in America today, the EdTech and smart classroom market size is showing an estimate of 337 million USD in 2021, which is expected to reach over 44 million in 2022 and 117 by 2027. So in Asia Pacific, the EdTech smart classroom market size is also going to be increasing from over 28 million in 2021 and is expected to rise to 34 million in 2022. So as at now, we are having over a increase of 22.40%, and the market is expected to reach over 95%, 95 million by 2027. That's over another huge difference of almost 60%. So for in Europe, the Middle East, and Africa EdTech smart classroom, we are averagely looking at 6 million by the end of the year 2021, which has happened, and today to reach 120 million. So the market is expected to reach over 44 million in valuation of the year 2022 at 21% increase. So the African e-learning market size, which reached 2.8 billion in 2022. Looking forward, we are saying that it's expected that the market will reach 5.2 billion by 2028, exhibiting a growth rate of 11%. So this is just a little data on how the smart classroom market is increasing year by year. So next I have is how to design effective digital stories. So today educators need to learn, or people, even students, everyone, you need to learn how to design a digital story and how to communicate this. We want to talk about pilot development, character building, emotional engagement, the visual element, activity. So when designing your story, you should have some secret needed to make them look good. So for instance, when you're plotting your development, your story should have a structure. So like favorite movies or images and how you want to begin, how you want to communicate from the middle, and also how you end in a simple format. So while your character building also, you should be able to provide well-made characters that makes your story more enticing or exciting, rather. So for every story, you will have a different character that makes your story unique. And for that character, they are like actors or favorite movies in your head. So another thing there is emotional engagement. For emotional engagement, you should have some kind of feeling in your stories. How does this story feels to you? How do you want to make it unforgettable in your mind or your head? And how do you spice up this digital storytelling? Digital storytelling should be an emotional factor, to you and to make them more engaging. So Also the visual, sorry, okay. Sorry, please. So also the visual elements, you should be able to visualize using pictures, animation, 3D models, stories, and the rest of them, turning your lesson to a blockbuster movie. So for educators, you should be able to communicate that, and imagining using images or video to communicate perfectly to your students. So that's visual and very, very encouraging. The interactivity of your visuals, you should be able to have digital stories that should be interactive for students to think of making your lesson more an adventure, increasing using quizzes and other challenges. So while educators craft their digital storytelling, you shouldn't just make it look more techy. So you should be able to look for some basics, to start from the backbone, to make the soul of that story more unique and unforgettable. So those are some of the ways to design your effective design. So for professional development for educators. So number one here, we have the necessity for tech training. So it's important that as educators or being a professional, you should have that technical training. You can learn by yourself. You can also check online to see where you can look out for some tools that will enhance that. Another thing is the importance of continuous learning. So while you're learning, you should have so it's very important to continue learning. Everyone learns every day. So you don't learn and stop. You learn every day. Then also you should create available resources and platforms while learning. Then your collaboration. So educators today have different communities. So there are communities for higher level institutions, there are communities for the tertiary schools, the secondary schools, the primary schools, and even breaking down into subjects. So when you have this kind of communities, it helps your collaboration effective or your communication also more effective. And as you communicate, you get feedback and iterations on what other people are doing to communicate better to their students. So we're almost running up. So this just a component of effective EdTech professional development. So why this is effective is saying that you can decide on hands-on training, we require resource accessibility, collaboration and feedback loop, addressing real classroom challenges, keeping abreast of EdTech trends. So effective professional development in EdTech is multifaceted. So it's essential to have this hands-on training, ensuring that teachers can confidently use these tools, assess these tools, have peer collaboration and continuous feedback on these tools to refine the learning process. So by this, you are addressing real life scenarios, staying updated with the trends, and also remaining future ready for new trends, new communication tools in the industry. So most likely, so lastly, we have how you overcome these challenges. Number one is resistance to technology. So some teachers fear the change of being in a new way of teaching and reluctant to learn, but you have to just take that away. So you must be able to remember and be able to give students the best learning experience they have or they need. Prepare them for the future and be most open to change. So today's a tool might have ABC, the next tool might not have ABC or can have an advanced ABC, so like XYZ. So every teacher should be able to be ready to learn or to adapt to that change. So other thing is funding and infrastructure. So not all schools have equal tech or equal uh, funds in their pockets. So there's always one challenge or the other that will delay or that will make a school or an educator have that basic tool to teach. So with that, uh, those challenges can also be addressed and they can be addressed, by making use of the simplest or some free tools online there. So online, you can see some free tools that you can use. You can see some of them we mentioned are up here. So you can use some of them to to learn and be effective at what you do. Another thing is finding the right tool. So some educators have challenges finding the right tool. So how do you find the right tool? All you just need to do is you know get get insights. Just as we said, peer collaboration. When you have collaboration with different communities, you get different ideas on how to find the right tool. Or even if you go to Google, you can just search. Searching for the best tools, you could see some free, some which you have to subscribe. So those are the few things that you might need to find the right tool. So also you need to ensure online safety. Not every tool today is it has that security or that safety. Some tools, whenever you give your data or something, you need to be careful so that also data cannot be compromised one way or the other. So especially for young students, also this young age, parents and educators need to know that students are not exposed to wrong things on the internet. So when you're giving even a tool today, you should really ensure that that tool also is able to safeguard the information of every student within the school. And some tools where students share information, probably audio or video and the rest of them. So they shouldn't show any images or any video that's not which are not good, in the school environment. And also we have balancing tradition with innovation. So this is another challenge that can be blending for both worlds. So it's like mixing traditional method and innovative practice. So they ensure that the essence of teaching remains intact with digital revolution. So today you can balance this while researching and also getting good information of what the tech world is talking about. So while we said that some of these benefits storytelling are evident, challenges are also being addressed. And some educators might be resistant to technology change, as I said. So while others can wrap or form or get good infrastructure, some of them can also get free or free tools out there. Another thing we talk about is safety of the students, safety of the genuine ones, making it seamless for them so that they don't communicate wrong information or wrong data. And essentially balancing a strike between the two methods, traditional and the innovative practice, ensure that the essence of teaching remains intact. So while you are teaching, you don't use your communication in the traditional way and in the modern way. You should be able to blend to both or blend in using one. So that's another thing. So that's we talked about the digital storytelling that have been spoken. So I don't know from our host, we can do some major recap, the way forward, tools that are interesting to explore from what we itemize, some continuous professional development like peer group collaboration. Then we have some questions. So thank you. So today we'll have a deep dive of this, and from our understanding, we learn the significance and benefits, addressing the challenges also. So the numerous tools I've mentioned also, we can join into some major touch points and enhance our dialogue and take some questions and answers as we may. Thank you.
Thank you, Adebo and follow. So please, if you're listening to us, wherever you are watching online, or you are watching from the Zoom platform, please post your questions, send us your questions, so we can take those questions. So, Benedict, are you ready? So the next session where we are right now is to take some really salient questions where we want to delve into. We're not going to take too much of the time. We want to end this in the next 10 minutes. So we are going to really look at some questions, and Debowale and Benedict to be helping us solve those questions. So the first question I have here is for Benedict. We want to look at the intersection of digital education and product development. We know that you are a product developer. How how can creators limit innovations deemed to be invasive and socially harmful to the student? So what this question is saying is there's an intersection between digital education and product development, which is where these products actually come to life. Now, how can we look at that intersection, and some of these solutions could be really harmful to the students? How do we go about it? What do you say about this? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ben. I believe I'm audible.
Yes, you are 100%.
Okay, thank you. So in the intersection of digital education and product development, I would say it is very important that whatever innovations we are doing around digital storytelling or management of authoring tools, we need to put into consideration and to ensure that we are not just pushing effective or enhancing learning, but we are also putting into consideration ethical and social responsibilities. One of the ways that we can be able to build products along those lines is adopting what we call ethical design principles. Now, ethical design principles means that you as a product developer, you are building products, putting into consideration your morals, beliefs, and the principles of your organization to ensure that whatever it is that you're putting out there for consumers to interact with, you are not putting out content that kind of violates their morals, and they don't have certain reservations as to regards to what is correct behavior and the type of interactions they are supposed to have. Now, in adopting ethical design principles, you need to ensure that your product or solution respects human rights, it respects human efforts, and it respects human experience. Respecting human rights means that the solution should somewhat be decentralized, meaning that you're giving power to the users. They should be able to, do things by themselves and interact with your solution without having to feel unsafe, within that environment. Bearing in mind that there is somebody somewhere that is looking over them, watching over them, trying to monitor what they do and all of that. So we need to pay attention to that. We need to also pay attention to human effort. People should be able to interact with your solution seamlessly. They shouldn't come to your platform and then it's as if they are wasting their time, putting in energy to interact with it. And you also need to respect human experience. Your product should bring delight to the people who are using it and not create more problems for them. Then also, creators should also pay attention to data privacy and security. And in situations whereby you want to kind of develop things that could somehow violate certain rules, you need to make room for people to give consent to the type of data you're collecting. And also you need to state it upfront that, okay, by interacting with this solution, that this is what you're going into. And people should decide either to sign up for that contract or opt out, on time. So those are part of the things we need to put into consideration in building digital products, for educators, so that we are not building things that are kind of violating the rights of individuals. Then also putting into consideration a user-centric approach in our design. The students' interests and their well-being, should be at the forefront of whatever it is that we are doing. There should be room for continuous feedback. You need to hear from them, listen to them, get their opinion about certain things, and use that to iterate on the solution that you're building. You also need to adopt ethical use of AI, to pay attention that if you're using artificial intelligence within your solution, you may want to make sure that it is being monitored and that whatever it is that it is putting out there, they don't have negative consequences for the students. Thank you.
Thank you. That was quite a handful of information we shared here. Today we realized that in the Western world, there's a lot going on with regards to education, and sooner Africa is catching up. For instance, we see that students are now being exposed to a lot of information due to the excessive use of digital, and students are now beginning to they are made to identify as different kind of stuff. People identifying as object, people identifying as several kind of stuff. But how can educators ensure that digital education maintains a personalized and engaging learning experience for students, despite the use of technology?
Okay, thanks for that question, Ben. So in ensuring that the digital education maintains a personalized and engaging learning experience for the students, despite the use of technology, educators should first of all pay attention to understanding the needs of their students. So that should be the starting point. Understand the needs of the students. The way you are going to offer learning materials to a 5-year-old who stays with his parents in Ikoyi will be totally different from what you're going to be offering someone like a 68-year-old woman in Ogbomoso who is signing up for adult education. So understanding the needs of the students is the first starting point for every educator in ensuring that you provide personalized learning experience for them. Then also ensure that you utilize varied content formats. Varied content formats would mean you're using both images, you're using podcasts, you're using videos. As much as you can, incorporate all of this within that system, so that would guide you in the kind of solution, in the kind of learning management system you want to adopt, to educate your students. So make sure that you pay attention to that. Some people prefer texts. They want to read things and all of that. Others prefer to see pictures. People in certain groups may want to see videos. So make sure that the solution that you are adopting is robust enough to cater to all of that. Then also, you need to ensure that it is also adaptive enough. Adaptation would mean, in this context, different students would have different learning speed and capabilities, right? In choosing a solution for your students as an educator, you need to pay attention to that. Does this solution have adaptive features? Can people learn at their own pace, while using this solution? That is also very, very critical. Then also ensure that you also incorporate real world relevant stories in building your educational content. People get to pay more attention to you when you are speaking to them from a place of real life experience, something they can relate with, something they can resonate with and connect to. So we want to make sure that we are paying attention to that if we're educators in whatever content we are creating for our students to consume. And also choose learning management systems that are also flexible, where students can, be able to choose what they want to learn, and is also a safe environment for them. And also, if there are people who are under their parents or their wards, the parents should also have a kind of overview as to what their students are consuming out there. So in all of that, understanding the students, understanding the users is very, very critical to ensuring that you provide a personalized learning experience to them.
Thank you so much, Benedict. I wish we are not going to come to an end to this event today, but sadly we have to just call it a day. We've had people join us from far and wide. A lot of information has been shared here today. And I believe that we've been able to drop one or two things out there that will be able to, change this space. And this conversation doesn't end. We keep talking about these things. We keep grinding on it. We keep bringing more of this information out there to ensure that our society is well educated about what needs to be done and what need not to be done with regards to education. Education is very paramount. Looking at the continent of Africa, there is a lot of gaps that we envisage that we see currently in the system. And if we can do better using digital tools, as you can see, AI is everywhere. There's almost nothing you can do with AI. Yes, so we're not even talking about tech and digital anymore. We're talking about real-time AI taking over a lot of responsibilities for us and making, in some instances, making life much more easier. Mr. Debo, you have a parting statement for the guests in the house.
Okay, yeah, so thank you very much, Ben. So, well, fantastic question and great answer, Benedict. So, what I have for everyone here is that the storytelling, it's a very unique thing. And for you to be able to respect it or good at it, you need to be good at a particular, you need to be good at what you do. So, how do you communicate? What tool do you use? So you get insight on some of these tools and how to use them. So just like people are going into data analytics today, cloud computing, project management, product design, and the rest of it. So some of these tools also can also help you in your various lives, and also while you are working in a firm or industry, or even while you are still at school, some of these tools can help you with your projects. They can help you with some of the things you do in classes today. And some of your schools can have some of this information or some of these tools. And we advise or create solutions advantage that tools like this are very easy to use and very affordable so that schools, educators can communicate to their students, properly and effectively. So with that, I would say a very big thank you to everyone that have joined and have learned from what we shared.
We have questions in the house, so I don't know if you're ready to stay with us so we can take these questions together.
All right.
I think we have 5 questions. So the first one coming from Blessing Okun. Like Blessing Okun is asking, is there any community for this course? So what we are doing today is more or less like a training session to enlighten a lot of people out there. We have people joining live online, or we have people live on this session. So is there any community for this course? I would throw you out there to seek communities where you can actually get much more information on these courses or on this concept or part of knowledge that we are sharing. So there are platforms out there. You can use edX, and you can Google edX and see what you can learn through edX. There are free and paid trainings there. You can use Coursera and quite a number of them where you can actually get much more information on how to, join communities, how to be part of communities. You can also join Facebook communities also, where you can learn much more about what we're discussing. And what this does for us is that it helps us to enforce what we do better, help us to perform better in this area. So people are actually scared of AI. But I'll tell you, don't be scared of AI. What you can do is to position yourself in the space of AI. So there was a time traditional advertising was the key thing. People who stood for traditional advertising, when digital came, they were scared. But some people actually keyed into digital advertising, and rather than sweeping their jobs away, they actually had more jobs and continue to, go ahead in the advertising industry. So we take the second question. Hi, this question is coming from Temi Tokme Alfred. I would like to know the platform I can follow the trends in EdTech. I don't know if Benedict or Adewale wants to answer this question.
Okay.
It's more or less like the previous question too.
It's more like, so like in various communities, there are a lot of trends in the industry. So there are some trends in the US, there's some trends in the UK, there's some trends in Africa per se, and in Asia. So just for you to get able to stick to either one of them. And I'm not sure I can mention a few, like Ben has mentioned some of the communities.
So let me help out here. So you can follow trends on Quora. When you go to Quora, you can start specific communities where they discuss this specific area, and you'll get a lot of information from there. There's also a platform called Reddit. You can register on Reddit and also follow, rooms, follow trends, follow conversations around this area. There's another one called Medium. So if you're taking notes, you can take notes. Reddit is spelled Reddit, medium.com, medium.com. Then you can also follow on our own very Naira land, where you can join communities, you can form trend sessions where people actually discuss these things on the go. So these are platforms where you can learn, you can follow the trends. You can also join specific communities. So follow communities like Crunch, tech base, tech Crunch base. These are people that discuss tech and they have their own smaller communities where they discuss and they share information around this area. So the next question that we have now is from Michael Obasi, is asking, what are the preferred tools for creating content? Okay, I'll take this question. For creating content, this platform that we are right now is called Zoom. It's assumed that currently today, Zoom is not just a platform for the corporate world to have meetings. It's also a platform for content creation for organizations. As we speak, our content as they're creating right now is going in real time on either YouTube or Facebook or Twitter. And people can also watch on this platform. They can also learn even whilst we've left here. This platform also can be used by educators to teach, to learn. So this is one platform. Debo shared one, which is called Adobe CR. You can Google that also. During his lecture, he shared Adobe CR where you can create interactive content for the students and for your classroom. You can also, a Google search will also help you see quite a number of even AI platforms. There's a question here that I quickly love us to look at where someone asked, Uyekachi Webe said, thank you so much, but how do we have access to these tools like Clever, Math Quizly, etc.? Okay, so tools that you have mentioned here, they are awesome tools. What you can do with these tools is that you can, and the problem is people always want freemium platforms, but what you realize that some of these tools are paid for. Is a sacrifice that you can make for your own development and for the development of your own students. So you can join these platforms and make paid subscriptions to them and have a bite of what they have to offer. Today, AI is also helping us. Everybody is talking about ChatGPT. There are quite a number more AI platforms that can help you write content, write your lecture notes. There are AI platforms that can help you structure your classes, create, even if you want to write a book, there are AI platforms that can write books for you. All you need to do is just do research, and then it does the job for you easily. It takes away.
Yeah. So also, so if I may add to that, so also when in terms of AI, we won't say because AI makes some people lazy nowadays. So why you can there are other tools that you can make use of. For students that just want to be the adult, you don't want someone to teach you what to do. So or just want a guide that gives you a guide of what you can do. So for example, like Canvas now, on Canvas you can use several templates. You can use several models on how you want to achieve something or achieve your storytelling or your presentation or your job. So for educators, what we say is that okay, with this tool I can easily take it one step at a time. I could just look for a Canvas story that talks about marketing or business or sales or whatever, or maths or English or whatsoever. So just like that, you can get that. So rather than using AI. So AI just makes it more simpler for you and make it more effective. So, but if you just want to feel like you need something that just gives you some other information or that, you can try both ways. AI, you can try big data as well. You can try them as well. Yeah.
Okay, so someone asked a very interesting question here. He said, if I'm supposed to Stephen Ayegbepu, so if I'm supposed to write a proposal to a university, what points do we look at to drive down the need for EdTech adoption in our schools in Nigeria? The number one point for me is revenue. Sadly, a lot of Nigerian institutions, Nigerian universities are not keen into the revenue part of adopting EdTech. They want to put every student on campus. We can see today that Nigerians are spending way, not just Nigerians, Africans and people all over the world are spending a lot of money acquiring education from far and wide. People are doing professional courses with Harvard without leaving Nigeria. People are doing professional courses with Stanford, Oxford without leaving Nigeria. So this is what EdTech can do for you. So Nigerian universities can maximize profit, can provide professional trainings. As it is today in Nigeria, the only thing that Nigerian universities are issuing are degree certificates. Whilst the money is not more in degree certificates, or the big flex today is in professional certifications that people are acquiring. People are doing professional, even they are taking courses as simple as fashion and design courses and getting certifications in UK institutions. They're taking courses in art, in music, brief courses that help them to further in cinematography, help them to further what they currently do. So universities need to key into this. What they are doing today is opening business schools that are still doing brick and mortar, whilst there are loads of technology solutions that can help them key into maximizing profits with regards to providing using EdTech properly. Why do a class of 200 on a rainy day or on an election day postpone classes when they can have that same class from different locations and key in, and you can get attendance, you can run tests, you can run real-time examinations for them without even getting them to be on campus. And there's what we call project-based learning today. It's the best form of learning. What does project-based learning do? It typically just gives you a project to go and work on. In the course of that project, you will come across every module, everything that has to do with the curriculum. Where the student had done that project himself, he will learn everything without the lecturer saying a single thing about the course. For instance, a project on financial management in education, and the student goes and is doing, and then you are telling the student you must provide this in this project. In the course of, and the project should be like 50 pages with references and everything. In the course of finishing that project, the student would have learned everything about financial management without the lecturer even opening its mouth to say a single word. That's what they call project-based learning. So these are methodologies that we can adopt today, and we can also use in further. So Benedict,
to add to that, thank you so much, Ben, for that feedback. It's also worthy of note that some tertiary institutions in Nigeria, some federal tertiary institutions are adopting, digital learning platforms, to educate their students. Like in schools like UNN, they now have a distance learning college where people can sign up and do MBA, virtually. Although that process is not fully automated or digitized, but however, there's an opportunity there as a creator, as a product developer, as an engineer. If you could build robust solutions that could help in collaboration, real-time collaboration between the teachers and the students, and they are seeing the value in it. The first thing is, in building any product, you don't just build any product in isolation, right? There must be a need that exists. And products are simply products as a response to a need. Now, having seen an opportunity there, someone who has this passion, for digital storytelling and building educational content management solutions can start coming up with an idea that can be sold to these schools on how they can adopt EdTech to help drive revenue, like Ben mentioned, because when people are not coming to physical environments for lectures, then you don't run operational costs, right? You don't have any need for classrooms. You don't need to turn on AC. You don't need generator or lights. They can do that at the comfort of their home. Even though there are some constraints, right? Like steady power supply is a challenge for people in rural areas to be able to partake in this. Internet connectivity is also a challenge. But then we need to see beyond our challenges. There are also opportunities for building EdTech solutions that can have offline access, right? So things along those lines are things that creators can start thinking of, or product developers, to add value to the system.
So thank you so much for taking that away from me. And to just finalize on all this, you can, like you have said, this session today was about digital storytelling education. Some of us listening to this session can actually start your own private business or your private storytelling platform by creating content. Now, one of the biggest problems in digital education and EdTech today is the content creation part of it, where you have to transpose your entire lecture or your entire classroom into a digital classroom, into a digital content. And when you are creating that, you have to create transcriptions for the class. You have to create where there are going to be diagrams. You have to create diagrams. You have to create, a lot of things have to go with creating the actual content and moving into a digital platform. So these are the areas, and some of us can actually go into this area, create opportunities, create the platform to be able to create content for storytelling. For instance, you teach biology, and you want to start to convert your biology classes into a digital platform. You cannot just convert it and give it out for free. That is money. You can start to sell that in several platforms online. You can sell it on Coursera, you can sell it on edX, you can, depending on how well you package that specific lecture and put all the resources that will make it tick. You cannot start, you can just relax at home and money is coming in because your content, people are applying to view your content on Coursera from India, from Ghana, from different places in the world, and you are earning and earning and earning just from your content creation. So this is what digital storytelling also does for you. So with this, we call it a day. Thank you, Benedict. We really appreciate your time. Regards to everybody at System Specs. Thank you, Adebo Ali Falowo. It's a family affair here. So my name, I remain Ben Yoa. I'm the head brand and marketing communications for Vertebra Limited. And with this, we call it a day. Thanks, everybody, and have a nice day. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you.